Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers have more information about the seller and the business to help them make a buying decision. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of this business. It's an Amazon FBA business created in January of 2016 in the automotive niche, and the average monthly revenue for the business is $47,654 and makes an average of $17,010 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are an Amazon Seller Central account with 16 SKUs, a domain and all site content and files, supplier relationships, Shopify account, social media accounts and pages, which include Facebook and Instagram, trademark, an email list with about 500 subscribers, and just as a disclaimer, inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to unlockers. So for everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 63071 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So that's a brief overview of the business for sale. Let's hear from the seller with me today. So welcome to the show, Matt. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Nick.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to learning more about you and your business. So to start us off, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, I started on Amazon in 2013 and with a couple of unsuccessful ventures. And then I was introduced to some of the larger groups that are called masterminds now. It was much smaller then. And really got involved and took a deep dive into Amazon and started developing private label brands of our own. And, the rest is history, as most people who are looking into these FBA businesses know sort of the trajectory of what's happened over the last, 6 or 7 years for the private label business on Amazon.
Yep, definitely. Would you say the courses or the masterminds were instrumental in taking you to this level?
Absolutely. And not just the courses. In fact, less so the courses than it was the relationships that I had built with other sellers and other entrepreneurs.
Nice. Okay, awesome. So it's been several years that you had this business. Why are you deciding to sell it instead of keeping it and growing it further?
There are some other opportunities that I am pursuing. I don't want to sound douchey, but they're much larger than this opportunity. And so for me, continuing to run this business is a little bit of an opportunity cost.
Yep. Life of a business owner / entrepreneur. And this is a stepping stone to bigger things. Excellent. So during your time that you've owned this business, what did you learn from building this that worked, that contributed to the success of the business?
Having a very high quality product and marketing it as a premium product was instrumental, was absolutely behind our success. So in the narrow vertical this product or this company is in, it was really important to stand out with quality and a premium proposition. So that was super important. And then we developed a great following. So even though it was just an Amazon product, when we launched, and the type of product and the type of quality and type of marketing that we did at the time really attracted a very specific audience. And those people are still raving fans of the brand. And, every time they buy a new vehicle, they come back and they purchase one of our products for it.
That's awesome. And that's really validating that you're building something more than just an Amazon product. I know it's easy to get into the whole, the formulaic sort of mindset, which has its place, of course, when determining product opportunities. But I think it shows that you've taken them to more of a brand level when you're able to have the raving fans. And yeah, that certainly differentiates, I guess, a business that's on Amazon FBA versus just an Amazon store.
Yeah, and it was a byproduct. To be fair, I got lucky. It was a byproduct of having a great product and at the right time, because people were looking for it and they found it. And then when they use it and they're so happy to use it, and the performance that it provides, that they go and they tell everybody else, because it is a tight-knit community, this particular target market.
All right, excellent. Was there anything you tried with this business that didn't work out as well?
Yeah, sort of the opposite of what I just said. And we chose a supplier at one time that had a poor quality product. It wasn't the same product as the other ones we sell, but we launched a couple of these products from this supplier without sufficient testing, and we ended up getting a ton of returns. It was a great seller, great product, marketed well. And again, behind our brand name, we had a lot of people that purchased the product that knew us and that loved us. But the product ended up being returned for the most part, probably, 30% return. So it just was not sustainable. So we had cut that off, of course, and discontinued those products. But that's definitely a huge thing to consider. Again, is back to quality. You have to make sure that you stand out with the highest quality stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking from the customer perspective, a customer who buys things on Amazon, you will see sometimes on product reviews where they say the quality was good, it's not good anymore, and deterrent. But in this case, since you do have that, you have an email list, you have a following, that's the benefit there, that you're able to actually communicate with these audience. So that's awesome. Okay. So it's been several years that you've had this business. It's a more mature Amazon business. So can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business for maintenance?
So it's not much. And I have several other businesses. So it is not a lot of work. We're not launching products currently. So that takes up, of course, a lot of time when you do that. So just to maintain the business and what's going on, it's monitoring the listings. It probably takes about 5 hours a week. It's inventory forecasting, but it's very consistent. So it is a regular order every 60 days or so with our supplier. It goes directly to FBA. So not much logistics either. And then monitoring and optimizing PPC once every other week, really, at this point. And customer service. I answer 3 or 4 phone calls a week myself, which is fun because I get to talk to customers. So it's not a lot of customer service. We have pretty good instructions that are with the products. And so we don't get many calls. And a lot of the question and answers are already posted. So like I said, 3 or 4 calls a week, and then some emails, maybe 10 emails a week or so, something like that.
Okay, got it. Well, it's very cool that you are having these conversations with your customers, your audience.
It's actually fun. I love the product. And so it's fun when people call and help them solve problems. And, 99% of the time, they're just super supportive and they're excited to talk to somebody and get some help with their projects.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the opportunities then. If you were to keep the business for longer, what are some ways you would personally try to grow it?
There are some obvious routes. The biggest opportunity is retail. There are lots of distributors that focus in these type of products, specifically power sports distributors and RV distributors on that side, recreational vehicles. So I think it would be pretty easy to make some inroads because we do some wholesale sales and we've never tried. People just reach out to us, again, because of our reputation. Manufacturers reach out to us and want us to supply some bulk orders to them. So that retail and wholesale is an obvious first opportunity. Reach out to some of these distributor groups that specialize in, that have these retailers that shop with them. So that'd be the first step. Second step, I would drive some SEO work to the website and get more online Shopify orders. Again, the niche is not very crowded. It would not take much effort to get top of the first page. Again, I have a background in SEO and I just never did it because I'm always after the lowest hanging fruit. And for me, that has always been FBA. But for someone buying the business, it would also be very easy to turn on SEO and get some more sales going for some obvious keywords.
Yep, nice. And those 2 points about retail and SEO to create more inbound traffic, they kind of play together in the sense of, you mentioned that you haven't done any outreach to acquire the current wholesale orders that you have. So that means that there's already some organic inbound potential from the wholesale side. So yeah, I could see those 2 working out nicely.
Yeah. And then lastly, I didn't mention it, but there's some obvious choices in product expansion that are also very low competition, and the competition does not do a great job.
Okay, awesome. Certainly sounds like quite a few opportunities here. Okay, so then let's talk about the risks. What do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
Running out of inventory, that's the biggest risk if you don't do your forecasting properly. And then with supply chain lead times, that's the biggest risk, at least to revenue. From an overall business perspective, obviously doing business on Amazon and having it your main channel is always a risk. However, I've had lots of businesses on Amazon, lots of brands, and I've never had a problem that prevented me from moving forward with a brand. There have been setbacks. That happens in any business. And Amazon is a big boat and difficult to communicate with the people over there sometimes, but never had a problem that could not be solved eventually with some effort. So I know some people are concerned about Amazon being, all Amazon and something happening with Amazon or your account or something like that. But I think for the vast majority of sellers, that has never been an issue.
Yeah. And with anyone coming into this with prior Amazon FBA experience, I guess they know what to look out for to minimize that. And also, yes, the inventory management side of things, that will be an element regardless of if you're on Amazon FBA or any other e-commerce platform. Okay. So a few housekeeping questions to wrap this up. How much support are you willing to offer a new buyer?
60 days, email, telephone, Zoom. If they want to come visit me. I'll talk to you. And
okay, cool. That's a new one.
Yeah, absolutely. Come see me and we'll go through everything. And even beyond that, I'm a friendly guy. I'm very happy to help out and assist and share my expertise. I have a lot of knowledge on Amazon.
Nice. I actually knew a buyer and a seller who happened to live maybe 10 minutes away from each other. And the seller was storing some inventory at his location. So the buyer just came over and picked it up. So maybe you'd be the second person that buyer would come to meet.
If I was buying an FBA business, I would take somebody up on that. Almost no matter what, I would take somebody up on that. I would go see them. I would get on a plane, whatever. Even if I had to maybe have a seller or something in Europe, I think I'd make the trip. Definitely domestically. I think face-to-face and asking some questions that, probably wouldn't be answered otherwise, and just really getting a feel for, who's behind it just makes a lot of sense to me if you're making an investment.
Right. That's a good point. I haven't thought about that. Understandably, online businesses may allow for this separation between, well, I guess seller and customer, but then also seller and buyer in the acquisition space. So yeah, I think that could definitely be helpful for some of these businesses, especially the ones with a few more moving parts. Okay. And just confirming that you commit to a non-compete on this business after it's sold?
Yeah.
Okay. And are you open to something like an earnout?
I'm open. Obviously, cash buyers are the best, cash up front, but looking for my best risk-adjusted offer.
Got it. Sounds good. And last two questions. Putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
It's a great FBA business in the sense that, like I said before, there is a following and there's a lot of fans out there and a lot of good things written about us online. And so that allows us to charge a premium over similar products and make our product less of a commodity and, more of a premium product and choice. And so something that I hadn't always done is look for a business or a product or try to build a business necessarily with high margins. And this, as far as FBA businesses go, is a high margin FBA business. And I think when you have those margins to work with, you can grow. That's why I think it's a great starter business for an FBA person or an FBA person that has experience and is able to grow something and wants, a foundation or a head start.
Nice. Yeah, I think the high margin thing would be attractive to new and experienced Amazon FBA owners.
Sure. It's fun to make money.
Right. Nice. So is there anything you'd like to add that you think I might have missed during the interview?
Not that I can think of. Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll wrap this up here. So Matt, thank you so much for sharing your story and joining us on today's episode. And yeah, I hope your business is purchased in the near future and by the right buyer.
From your lips to God's ears.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 63071. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.